I think that's it.
Yes.
It's a good wrap-up.
Okay, now we have stalled for far too long. I look across the table at the number one Trump supporter. No, I'm kidding. We are in the house with Lainey and Sam of School Tree. And you all, well, first of all, hi.
Hi.
Hey, they've been silently waiting with a zen-like patience for their moment. To pounce! Johnny with an intervention. So I brought them here to let us know you have a problem.
SchoolTreeMusic.com?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, check them out. And also, if you want to follow up on anything School Tree has done, they've got the website you just heard, SchoolTreeMusic.com. Also, you guys are on Facebook.
Yep.
Follow them on Twitter.
Yep.
Anywhere else that of note?
Instagram.
Instagram as well. You can see all those pretty pictures that they post up there, videos and such. All right, but no, you guys. Well, first of all, welcome back. Thank you. If anyone doesn't know, School Tree were our guests a long time. Not last year.
It was about a year ago. Yeah.
It was about a year ago. Yeah, and the project Heterotopia was just fledgling.
Yes.
At the time, just a song in a young musician's heart. And now the project is completed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep, give us the lowdown. What's good?
All right. Well, we've been working on this for about 4 years, and now we're going to be playing it all for the first time on Friday at Oberon. It's the world premiere.
What's the anxiety with like for you? Because I know after probably working on something for this long, 4 years, you've said now it's actually all complete and you're ready to perform it. Is it more like, thank God it's over? You're like, really, are you nervous?
Yeah, it's like a combination of the anticipation is pretty high for me. I feel like if anxiety is like vibration, like I'm vibrating so quickly that like it feels almost like stillness.
Like a tuning fork almost. Yeah, I got you.
But it's like a false sense of stillness because I'm inside freaking out.
Right.
But yeah,
you are the most composed person I've come across in a very
wow.
I
That's
find
interesting.
You're like
you don't know.
I'm totally freaking out, man.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't be the first person to observe that about me. I'm good at seeming calm.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I am looking forward to sort of this show and it being out in the world and that sort of being a new chapter for me and for School Tree. We have a totally new lineup now this year. Yeah, we the only person who's still in the band when we recorded the album is our drummer Tom. Everybody else is new.
Usually the drummer's the first to go, I think. It's gonna be like the Spinal Tap where they've gone through like 30.
Yeah. Well, Tom can take a lot of punishment.
His head grows back very quickly.
Yes. He's like a Hydra with one head.
Well, no, I need something like a Def Leppard with like the one arm.
Yeah.
And just go nuts.
Yeah.
Wait, does he have one arm? Because that could have been really insensitive.
No, he has two.
All right, then get him a third. Like sew it to his chest. All right, so how is this affecting the current members then? If they didn't actually work on the rock opera, this is just them performing.
They're really angry all the time. No, they're great. I mean,
well, you could have just downloaded some real stuff. Yeah, so they're hating on the project. We got left and right, each traveling separate tour buses.
No, this is like a golden era of School Tree. Like everybody in the band is so incredibly talented and committed and enthusiastic about the music, and it's just. And they're all good looking.
Yeah. Were you picky with the process of getting new people in here? Yeah. So how long was that process?
I mean, we were lucky to kind of already be connected to this a wealth of talent in the Boston area. So, but I mean, it took time. That's part of the reason why the release is happening so much later than the completion of the album. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult music to play. So in addition to like my criteria being rather narrow, it's also like you have to really like this music to like spend the kind of time with it you need to.
Put the passion into it that is necessary. I'm sure. I'm sure you obviously you put on all this time, but these people being new, you got to look for people that obviously are really into it, so they can put it out there the way you see it.
As you described yourself very subtly, an absolute perfectionist.
Did I describe myself that way?
Okay, so you've got my parameters of perfection that I feel. It's a very narrow focus.
Oh, yeah, narrow criteria.
No.
But Sam, who I have with me tonight, is our guitarist. He's the newest member of School Tree.
Welcome, Sam.
Thank you. Hey, happy to be here.
Well, Sam, talk to us about your involvement.
Yeah, So School Tree's been on my radar for a few years. I've been playing in a scene that is sort of that larger pool of folks that Lainey was talking about before. I've been playing in a band called Strange Changes for a long time now, and we had done a show had done a couple of shows with School Tree. So I was sort of familiar with the music, and I know Peter, the other keyboard player, and Ryan, the bass player, the current bass player, from other projects. So I was already
indoctrinated.
I was already familiar with them. Yeah, and there was a brief thought that I might do some playing with School Tree, even maybe a year earlier.
We asked you,
possibly,
and you were like, "Nah."
Yeah, I was kind of. Well, no, at the time I was like, "Oh, it's really tempting," but at the time I was just so busy with other things.
You big timed him, man.
No, not at all.
I'm sorry, I'm just
not at all.
I'm just so busy with other things.
It was more like I'm inadequate to. I just can't take on that much.
It's a lot.
You know, at
it's
the
a
time.
lot of music.
Because I knew it was going to be a big commitment. But then it just kind of it came up naturally in a conversation with Peter almost a year later, and he was just asking me about guitar players. He said, do you know anybody who might be interested in doing this? Because we need somebody. We got to lock somebody down now.
For you?
And I said, well, we had kind of talked about it before, and I was kind of not available then, but I think I could do it now if if you'll still have me, that kind of thing, And
I love
and
it.
I was
You're
just
comparing it to like a couple, seeing if they can.
It's very much like dating.
Being in a band that you care about is very much like being in a relationship with multiple people. It's
So you remember when you said you liked me?
Leading up to it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, because it's a very intimate thing to play music with people.
Yep.
I'm not a musician, man. I don't know.
Take our word for it.
I've got this voice. Don't get me wrong. But no, the most I've done was like I played in the school band. We talked about that a little last week, so I apologize for bringing it up again.
Yeah.
But it's just the dynamic of people who do this on a professional level. Like this is life,
Yeah.
So it's just a whole different world.
Sure.
And some folks can't fathom that this is how you operate.
Right.
And the fact that they saw you and were like, this dude is talented enough to grace us with his, his presence, and vice versa. This dude would honor us if he would lend his talent.
But also that before, when you turn them down, obviously that's a sign of respect as well.
Well, that was really it. I said, I would love to do this, but I just
can't give it what it deserves. You're right. Yeah,
what it needs right now. But I was thrilled that it came back around at the right time.
Right.
For me, and I've just had such fun working on the stuff, and it's very cool to come in to a project when everything's kind of ready to go.
Yeah.
Musically, arrangement wise, and just compositionally, everything's there. Like they hand you the charts, you look at the stuff, and you make sense of it, and so much of the work was already done that I got in for sort of the fun part, which is putting together the live show. So I felt lucky to do that. Obviously recording has its own rewards, and going through that process, and coming out on the other side of it with this finished product is an amazing experience. But I've just been delighted to work with the guys that I already knew, and in a different context, and then with Tom and Lainey. This is my first time working with them. It's just been a blast. Yeah, and everybody's we just have so much fun together. We there are times where we're in rehearsal and we just get we're all very into puns. So they just start zooming around the room.
You shouldn't have said that.
Lainey will have to say, "Okay, guys." We really got to do some work, so let's get back to it. So,
I'm glad you feel my pain. Thank you. These jive suckers over here.
Yeah, no, I can see shades of that with you guys.
Oh, there's got to be puns on a geek show. Come on.
No, there does not.
Yes, there does.
Come on.
There does
Where are
not.
the puns?
There's never
You are
enough.
dismissed, sir. All right, no, we're not doing that. That's not going down. So,
Yeah.
Lainey, you said you've had the story basically forever. How has it changed in the past year? Because you gave us the outlines, and then you actually gave us a description. It sounds more supernatural.
Oh, I think I've figured out how to explain it to people better.
Okay.
It's sort of like, so the actual writing of the story probably took like 2 years, I want to say, like the story and the music, and then we were 15 months recording the album, and producing it. But I think I found it very hard to convey. Like one of the things about the story when I initially started trying to tell people about it was that I had to be like, do you have 30 minutes if you want? Because
yes, please,
it's so complicated.
Convey the view.
So like the shaping of it over time was sort of the simplification of it. Like what's the one sentence description of the story? And I had to have one, and then I've kind of found ways of putting it into a context that makes sense to people just looking at it for the first time, hearing it for the first time.
All right. Wait, so what's the one sentence I gotta know?
Oh, I said it already. I'll say it again if you want.
Ah, nerds. Yes, please.
It's a story about a girl who loses her body and journeys incorporeally through a realm of the collective unconscious to get it back.
See, now
Exactly.
when you play that back, you play that with the sound bite, and it sounds ominous.
And slow it down.
And this is Heterotopia, right?
Yes.
Okay. We have the. Is that the album artwork that's on the website?
There's two different artwork. So the illustrations of the band members, that's the libretto illustrators. So we have a book that we're releasing in a couple months, and that's going to be illustrated in that style. And then the album artwork is probably on another page. It might be on well, there's.
Well, what we have, it looks like
Yeah,
this.
you've got an
big
image there. This weird
pink
owl and the serpent
with-
from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, like this blue serpent kitty.
Oh yes. Yep, that is the album artwork.
Right. Well, we
Okay.
actually have a track to play. We should
Yes.
probably get
Yeah.
going on that before we, start winding down here. But you want to
Alright.
introduce this song? That we
Sure,
have?
yeah. So
You ready to go with that, John?
the song's called Walk You Through, and it's sung by the zombie Susie. So Susie is the main character who becomes a ghost, and she's looking at her body is walking around without her and being very antagonistic, and this is her first appearance.
Oh, man, that's great. All right.
Come on, baby, now don't lose it. There really ain't nothing to it. I just need your body to it. Just need me to walk you through it. Walk you through it. Walk you through it. Walk you through. Come on, child, let's not mess around. Can't stop me from going down.
Herb, we back? All right, awesome. That right there was walk through this with from Heterotopia by School Tree. Anything you want to tell us about the track we just heard?
Other than what they told us to go.
Well, no, I mean any like extra tidbits. Like you may have heard this instrument on there, or you may have heard a few different key changes, which I did notice, and that may give you the sense of like the blank that we were trying to build up, and things you save for afterwards, the effect, if you will, that was meant to be achieved.
It sounds very
You achieve.
psychedelic.
Yeah, that's
Like
definitely.
Pink Floyd meets something else. I just can't figure out what the something else is yet.
I feel like you just blew their minds, my friend.
I didn't get no Pink Floyd,
meets
but
Stevie Wonder, maybe.
Yeah.
You haven't listened
Plus
to enough
maybe
Pink Floyd.
King Crimson a little bit.
Yeah.
No Freddie Jackson.
No, I dug it though. That was good. I really
Thanks.
did.
Farthest
I really
possible.
dug it.
No, I enjoyed it myself, but now let's give listeners the actual information on where they can check out Heterotopia for themselves.
Yes. Well, on Friday we will be performing it in its entirety at Oberon. I think there's a handful of tickets left for that show.
Oh, still available. Okay.
Yeah. And then that day it'll be released digitally. And we're taking pre-orders now. And you can actually get Walk You Through when you pre-order it. But that morning it'll be released to the world. And you can get it on our Bandcamp page. If you just go to our website, it'll take you there.
All right, so go to schooltreemusic.com.
There
you go.
Yeah.
I'd have gotten there
Dot
eventually.
who? Dot what?
All right, so schooltreemusic.xxx. It'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Schooltreemusic.com. So the links to buy tickets for the live show there too.
Yeah, if you go to the Heterotopia page, it's got its own page. And there is some ticket information there.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I want to thank School Tree for coming in, giving us the lowdown, the inside stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see you all at Heterotopia. First show is at Oberon. That's 2 Arrow Street right here in Cambridge.
That's right.
Yes.
I know the place. I know the address, Herb.
That's pretty good.
All right. Hey, awesome.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
very
us.
much.
Thank you for coming
Great
back.
stuff,
Absolutely. And congratulations, obviously, with 4 years is a long time, and I'm glad it all worked out for you.
Thank
So,
you very much.
This will be great.
All right.
Word. Now what?
Ah.
Now we got something.